Peter here, Thailand bound. Thanks for joining me on my channel again today. So video time once again. Today I'm actually going to be talking about some of the experiences from subscribers. I often get guys write to me, and I do encourage it, and I like to hear stories, things that have happened to you when you were in Thailand, Thai girlfriends, that sort of thing. Okay, so this first one, he's a guy, I know he's in the States. Peter, allow me to suggest the book to any of your viewers. My name is Lon, you like me, in brackets he's written, available readily online. So that's a book that was supposedly written by a Thai bar girl. Now I have read this book because when he mentioned this, I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. I like stories like that. I'd completely forgotten that I'd actually read it, so it must have been a good 20 years ago plus. So I went to look at the book on Amazon, and as soon as I seen the cover, I recognised it. And I don't remember a lot from it, but I remember it was an interesting read. And the other thing I remember from that story, it was based when she first went to work. She was in a beer bar in Soy 8. I do remember that, so it is worth maybe having a look at that book if you like reading books like that. And just to let you know, in case you didn't catch the name, it's called My Name is Lon, L-O-N, You Like Me. It is written by a very experienced bar girl, chronicles honestly her years as a bar girl. I consider it must reading for anyone who intends to visit Thailand. It's a forthright and honest account of the games these girls play, and is totally in line with what you discuss in this video. So I was in Pattaya on Soy 6, a hot sunny day, and I was spending it solo on a simple walkabout. I stopped at some simple, nothing special beer bar, sat at a street side stool. The girls swarmed me, and I made it clear that I was only interested in having a beer. I didn't want any company. They respected that and left me alone. As I sat, I saw her, Som. She was standing with her back to the wall, looking in my direction. My God, what a beautiful creature, maybe 30 years old. I was in my mid-50s. Now, again, this is him, guys, not me. I did not hesitate to invite her over for a drink. My defences fell, and I asked her if she'd like to accompany me that day. We stayed with her for the entire week. I adored her. I took her to Bangkok, to the Hotel Lebua, is it? L-E-B-U-A. I've never heard of that hotel. One of the nicest hotels in Bangkok, with an elegant 65th floor rooftop bar overlooking the city. That's why I've never heard of it. Anything over 1,000 baht and you won't see me in that hotel. I tend to save my money for the other activities. I go cheap on the hotel. As long as it's clean and secure, that'll do me. 1,000 baht a night and I'm happy. I already knew the game. As you mentioned, she did exactly what you said. She explained she hated working in Pattaya bars and that she wanted to return to her village to be with her son. It would cost me 20,000 baht to support her, and she'd wait for me to return. I'd already read the book that I mentioned above, and I knew better than to take the bait. I declined and told her I'd call her next time. She escorted me to Bangkok airport, and I never saw Som again. It's hard to say goodbye, but I knew better and do not regret having let this beauty go. Okay, so that's the first one. He's actually written two in. Now, this next one, it's a little bit, it's not as nice as that one. It's a little bit dark, and you'll see why at the end. Okay, I wish I'd known you in the days when I was a frequent visitor to Thailand, because I sit here watching these videos of yours. I think I'd love to spend an evening with this guy. You wouldn't. I'd get drunk very, very fast and become a real bore. One night I was the oldest guy in Khao Sun Road. Sometimes I would stay there just because it was cheap and I loved the vibe. I was on Khao Sun Road. As I sat at a street bar, I noticed a group of three young guys, Aussies, I think, shirtless and making a loud spectacle of themselves, grinding up next to both tourist young ladies and Thai ladies. After I finished my drink, I later walked up the road and saw a cluster of people and some commotion. Looking on, I saw one of the guys speaking to the police, holding a bloody rag to his face. As you said, I never had a problem, but the lesson was learned. It's perfectly acceptable to have a good time in Bangkok. For God's sake, don't be a dick. I also experienced Thais looking out for me in quite an unexpected way. Once I was on Phuket, I was on a bit of a date with a lady boy. I'd taken her to a great rock venue called Rock City at the end of Bagna Road. At the time, they would not allow single lady boys in, but I was a regular there, and they always were very nice about letting me in with a lady boy. My lady boy and I were sitting watching the band, minding our own business, when another young, very drunk and very tough looking young Aussie lad approached our table, standing within a few feet from me, began simply glaring at us. My lady boy was frightened. and she held my arm tightly. It was a very tense moment. My ladyboy was frightened and held my arm tightly. It was a very tense moment. Though I was with a ladyboy, I am no shrinking violet. I've not heard that saying before, and can hold my own. I stood up and got face to face with a guy. At that very moment, quite unexpectedly, two very tough looking Thai bouncers swooped in on the scene and literally grabbed the guy by both arms and in no uncertain terms marched him out the door. I had no idea they'd been watching. They returned to my table for a few moments after and made sure we were good. I shook hands with them, tipped them each 200 baht and continued on with my night. It felt really good knowing these guys had my back. By the way, if your readers are ever in Phuket and they love AC/DC music, the house band is an AC/DC cover band with an Australian singer named Dax, and the guy who plays guitar is a Thai version of Angus Young, complete with their schoolboy outfit. That must be quite interesting to see. They've been playing there forever. Dax come up, had a drink, complimented me on the beauty of my companion, and all was right with the world. Okay, this is I don't know if you know this one. It's Spanky's bar. It's in Nana Plaza. I'll tell you where it is. As you walk in, there's some white stairs on the left. Go up to the second level, turn right, first bar on your left. Used to be called the Three Roses. Let me read what the guy's written, because I totally disagree with this one, and I'll tell you the reasons why. So he's written, I am sharing, so the title of this is Bad Experience at Spanky's Nana Plaza, not once but twice. And he goes on to say, I'm sharing my recent experience at a popular GoGo bar in Bangkok, Spanky's Nana Plaza, on the 17th of July 2018. They welcome you like a king but treat you very badly once you're inside. The mama-san, and he's put in brackets, ugly looking woman managing the girls. Well, I don't see that that's relevant what she looks like anyway. I mean, I think that's totally unnecessary and degrading. You shouldn't really be saying things like that. She keeps peeping inside your drink to see if you have finished or not, or if you are drinking slow. Imagine they make you drink fast. They have a torch to peep inside the bottle to check. How effing disgusting. And once you are finished, then you need to order more or else you are asked to leave rudely. By the way, each time the mama-san comes to see your drink, she gives you the dirtiest of look, and that has not happened now. But also during my trip in 2015, so things haven't improved. Secondly, I inquired about the girls to sit in a company, so was told that the girls will sit for 15 minutes, will order a drink, and I could have some fun with her. Imagine what happens next. The girl comes, orders her drinks, bill comes, the girl gulps the orange juice for 170 baht and walks off. Now suddenly all the mama-sans are avoiding me or not even looking or pretending not to understand English. The worst GoGo bar, don't go. Okay, so let's just break this one down. I can't keep quiet on this one, guys. I'm going to tell you what I think of this. Right, so firstly, he's put, she keeps peeping in your drink to see if you're finished or not, and if you're drinking slowly. Imagine how that makes you feel. No, you're wrong. What it is, I know it all seems totally relaxed in them bars, everybody's having a good time, but they're businesses and they're run like any other businesses. Their managers give them targets to sell so many drinks, to go with so many customers. The mama-sans have to work real hard. They're looking after the girls, they're pushing the drinks. They're not coming to see you to tell you to hurry up and drink. They're not coming to look at your drink to ask you why you're not drinking fast enough. The reason they use a torch is because you're in a dark environment and the beer bottle is dark green normally. You can't see inside it without a torch. It's actually good service. What happens is she'll come along, she shines a torch on your bottle, you've come to the end of it, she'll ask you if you want another drink. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I take that as good service. The reason she does that, there's two reasons why she does it. One, she doesn't want you to sit there with an empty drink because one, you're not going to be very happy. You've gone in there to drink, not sit there with an empty bottle. And two, if she sells you another drink, it improves their sales. They sell more beer in a night, and obviously the bar, everybody in the bar does better because the bar's making more money. So I think you've really got the wrong end of the stick there. Now, as far as her looking grumpy and miserable, remember, you've gone in there for a good time. You're totally relaxed. You've got cash in your pocket. You're looking at pretty ladies. Yeah, you feel happy. But what do you feel like when you're at work? I don't know what you do for a living, but she's at work. She's under a lot of pressure. And the other thing is what you say about you'll be asked to leave if you don't order another drink. Now, let me tell you, in 30 years, almost 30 years, I must have been in thousands of bars, in every entertainment venue, location, all over Thailand. I've never, ever once been told I have to leave because I'm not buying another drink. And the last thing on these comments, you said that the girl ordered an orange juice for 170 baht, and she threw it down her neck and she walked off. Okay, so I'll give you that one. They do that sometimes. But when you go on to say that the Mama-sans ignored you and pretended not to speak English, they don't do that. I've gone into a bar with a friend who's bought a girl a drink. Same thing happened to her. The girl was really, to him, the girl was really, really friendly. The drink went on the table. She threw it down her neck. It was a tequila as it happened. And she walked off and started talking to her friends. My friend wasn't very happy about it. He complained to the Mama-san. The Mama-san was really, really helpful. She went and told the girl. The girl came back, but of course by that time there's animosity in the air, isn't there? Because she's been forced to go back to that table, so she's not going to be very happy. And he's not very happy because he's had to force her to come back. He had a point to prove. Okay. Now this one was sent in to me. It was from a video. The guy didn't say what the video was called, so I haven't seen the video. But it was a video that was made, and the guy was explaining why he doesn't have a Thai girlfriend anymore. Apparently he was in a very serious relationship and he's not anymore. Why I'm no longer in a relationship with a Thai woman. That's how often I get asked why I'm no longer with a Thai woman. And so I thought I'd create this quick video to explain why. I'd been suffering most of that year with excruciating pains in my left knee. It had been terribly misdiagnosed in Thailand. Anyway, my Thai lady took off and walked about 1,000 meters in front of me. Now at the time I desperately needed to hold onto her so as not to stumble or fall over from the pain. She was fully aware of that fact. When I finally caught up with her, I asked an obvious question. Honey, why did you walk on ahead of me? You know I desperately need your help to walk. She replied, I look very beautiful. I look very young and beautiful for my age. Strange thing to say, but anyway, in brackets, he's put she was 46. I really don't want other Thai people looking at me thinking, what is she doing with that cripple? And yes, those were her exact words. I understand it must have been very upsetting, you know, for her to use that word for him, his illness. It must have been devastating. But without wanting to sort of defend her, the only thing I would say is you've got to remember, English is not her mother tongue. She's not speaking English as her #1 language, even if she speaks very well. And I've had this conversation with Thai girls before when they come out with certain words that sound really formal. They come out with words that are formal. And you say, why do you say it like that? And all they do is they simply translate it either in the phone or in a dictionary. And when she said, I don't want to be seen with a cripple, she probably didn't mean it to be that harsh. She probably said, she probably meant something like, I don't want to be seen with somebody who's not 100% fit, you know. But because English is not her mother tongue, she's come out and said, I don't want to be seen with a cripple. And again, guys, I'm not defending her. It was a terrible thing to say, but I'm just trying to flip the coin over and get the other side of the coin to kind of understand maybe the full picture. I hope you're finding these interesting. Like I say, these are all subscribers sent these in, and I'm finding them interesting, to be honest with you. Okay, so this is a short one. So this guy, he's written to me, I met a Thai woman through friends here in the UK. She is a teacher in Sissiket. She wanted to come to the UK for a holiday, but didn't have sufficient funds in her account to be considered for a visitor visa. I offered to lend her £2,000 on the understanding that it would be repaid back to me on entry to the UK. Her visa was refused and she won't give me the money back. She apparently spent most and given the rest to her family members. I'm not able to contact her and she was blocked. She's blocked me completely. My friends have asked her to give it back, but she just keeps saying it's gone and she can't do anything. Do I have any recourse? In a word, no. Look, okay, I'm going to cut through the chase here. I might get slated for this. Personally, I think it was a scam. She wants to come to England. She needs £2,000. Sounds very dodgy to me. I wouldn't have sent the money, and you'll never see it again, in my opinion. So sorry to be so brutal, but that's my opinion. Okay, right. So that's it, guys. So you know, we could make a volume 2 of this if you found it interesting, but unfortunately, in order for me to make a volume 2 on this subject, I'm going to have to rely on you guys. So if you've got any interesting stories similar to what you've seen on this video, if you send them in to me, I'll read them out. I'll make a volume 2. If we get enough of them, we need probably, I don't know, maybe say 5. 5, that'd be a good minimum. 10 would be too many, wouldn't it? We'd have to do a volume 3 then. Okay, so if I can get 4 to 6, say, we can do a volume 2 and we can do exactly what we've done today. That's it. So I hope you enjoyed them. It was, like I said at the beginning of the video, it was mainly 2 reasons: entertainment purposes, and hopefully you learned from these guys' mistakes, or if they weren't mistakes, things that happened to them. Okay, so thanks for watching this video as always, guys, and if you enjoyed it, consider giving me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more of the same.